Guru Kripa Kevalam. Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang this morning. Satguru Shri Muji Baba ki
Jai.
It's okay. Okay, we have a question. Guru Prasad can come.
Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi somewhere in his book, or in fact most of his book, he has mentioned about a phrase stating Aham Spurna. Could you throw some light on what did he actually meant by Aham Spurna? What vibration is he talking about? Because attempt here is to get to the root question, Father. What vibration is he talking about? That is the first part of the question. When you close your eyes and when I close my eyes, the space, the nothingness that we see, is it same? I mean, do you feel the same thing the way I feel? Is it a universal space? That is the second part of the question, Father.
Thank you, my dear. I feel like once you get to the first part of this Aham Spurna, but in the Aham itself, and Bhagwan has made it clear over and over that all confusion actually arises about who you are. You see? So, even the need for any interpretation is only needed when there is confusion about who you are. You see? So, this I, how do we go chasing it? How do we go looking for it? If I was to say that everything that you can think about it, you see, everything that you can think about it is not the fundamental truth of it. You see, it's just a thought about it. You see. And then if I was to say that what is it that you cannot think about? What is it that you can't think about? Hmm. You see? So to attach any concept to your reality, even if you feel like it is the greatest pointer ever, you see, is only at best a provisional truth. Why do I say at best a provisional truth? Because at best it can point you in a direction of where to look. So if I say I, or I, or I or I am that, or I am Brahman, at best even these concepts are provisional truths. Now the thing is that when we hear something like that, we feel like we can solve it like a math equation or something. You see? Like I will come to the I by figuring out, oh, one eye is here, the other eye is here, and we can look at this, and then we can see, yes, this is how it is. Therefore, this is the I that Bhagwan was speaking of, or the ultimate I. But it is not that way. At best, the pointers in Satsang can bring your mind to a place where it becomes quiet, it becomes still, it runs out of moves. And this is very auspicious. You see. So when I ask you, what is it that you cannot think about? You see? At least for some time today, you might not have the best move in response to this. But that's where you are. So this self which is beyond all concepts, beyond all intellect, this truth which is just completely apparent in this very moment. As I've been saying, if you give yourself the gift of this one uninterpreted moment, then you will find that that to which Bhagavan was pointing is completely apparent to you, not as an objective experience, but not excluding any experience. But there comes a point where the mind can use even the greatest pointers as an avoidance to this unlabeled existence. Even the pointers that you hear in Satsang, the mind will use that and say, once you resolve this, then you will find the truth. Once you get that, once you really know this, then you will get to the truth. But what did Bhagavan say? He said that true knowledge, self-knowledge, is only the dropping of that which is false. And as we saw yesterday, there is no representation you can have in your mind which is an accurate representation of the truth. No thought can represent isness. So it will make these side projects for you. It will create side projects for you. It will say, okay, resolve this or deal with this. This is what I have to do now. You see? But the truth is more available. It is more open. It is more naked than that. Empty of your interpretation. What do you find?
This, Father.
This. You see? Without the, I know that you're using, because I asked to use a term,
Yeah.
you see? Without the thisness or thatness. You see? You see? So you don't have to pick up any project. You don't have to say that this is what I have to conclude or figure out or discover or realize, because that which is here is beyond anything you can conceive anyway. Now the thing is that what gets in your way, in a sense, is that you think you know where you are. You see? Or you think you know what's happening to you. You see? Only then, when we are able to make a claim about our starting point, do we feel like, okay, the destination is over there. You see? That's what I keep saying. If you feel like you have to get to freedom, which is point B, can you define accurately what your starting point is? You see? Now, if you really investigate openly, you will see that it is all made up. It is just a bundle of concepts. At best mixed with another set of energy constructs called emotions. How does that define your location or your state? What do you actually find? When you leave life as it is, with no interpretation, no conclusion, What gets in the way of this gift that you can give yourself? It is only your knowing. Whatever you think you are right about. So in that way then, it'll sound a bit strange, but in this way then, even your most humble thought about yourself is just a resistance to the truth. And in a way it can be said, it's a sign of arrogance. A belief in separation is nothing but arrogance. So in a way we have to figure out only one thing, and I'm saying this half jokingly, which is how to get out of this groove that we find ourselves stuck in. Without getting into any new groove. Okay? Without getting into any new groove. We were speaking after Satsang got over yesterday, and we were just talking about these things. We were saying that how easy it is to leave Satsang and then leave the Satsang hall and then get back into like a mindset about ourselves. The seeker mindset or the relationship mindset, you see, any of these mindsets. And these grooves in a way have become deeply embedded conditions. You see. This is the way we get used to thinking about ourselves. If it didn't have to be any way, the fear will come, but then how will I live? You see? Just that, how will I live? How will I be productive, effective? All of these things. You see? It is only these times that you think of yourself as productive or effective. Usually. Only in these times. Usually, otherwise the story is, why am I so useless? I just can't get it. It's only when I say live without a groove, it's like, but how will I be effective? How will I run my life? You see? So, it's like saying, if I say don't get into any mindset, including the seeker mindset, I say, but then how will I find God that you've been seeking for 20 years? It must be apparent by now that with that mindset, the truth cannot be found. It is only in the dropping of it that it becomes apparent. And remember that I am just speaking about your inner attitude, your mindset. How this body expresses itself in this apparent realm is can unfold. It can unfold in any which way. But I'm pointing you all towards a conceptual emptiness. And as you are being pointed to this conceptual emptiness, then all the concepts that you hold dear are bound to, put up a fight in a way. They're bound to put up a fight because we've nurtured them in that way. This is who I am, this is what I do, I am like this or I am not like this, But I am not suggesting any position. Because all there is does not have a position. And yet, when all there is itself takes a position, then it can seem to play life in a limited way. It can seem to play life in a limited way, that which we call the life of a person or an individual life. But satsang is the dropping of these concepts of limitation and coming to that open, empty truths, which is apparent. Cake is perfectly decorated already. You don't need to put a cherry on top. If you be like trying to come up with an elegant example. This as it is perfect as it is, beyond perfection. Now, whatever you think that you can do to add on to this, whether it is to figure something out, whether to come to some experience, whether to have some emotion, or to have the most brilliant thought, all of these ideas are the ideas you have of the trying to put a cherry on top. Can you leave it? Just leave it as it is. Not leave it physically, not as an action or inaction, but leave it inside. Leave the concept of it, all concepts of everything. So, what I'm asking all of you is, what do you think can improve this? What do you think can improve this? This. Now. What can improve this now?
Feels like nothing can.
Cloud.
feels like nothing can improve this, but there's a sense that I'm not this.
What do you mean by sense?
I mean, there's a strong, like a, voice and like a sensation which just says, that's perfect, but you're not that.
So, because the voice says it, it makes it true?
No. But it doesn't make it true, but it makes it feel like a struggle.
So the voice is saying that you're a pumpkin. Then how will it become a struggle?
But I don't
It
believe
is not
I'm
the
a
voice in
pumpkin.
itself. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
point. So what do you believe about it when the voice says it is not you?
So further, can I just expose a little bit? Because there's this, say, like an outer expression in the world where the identity gets trapped in, like, say, in a family situation, right? So the identity comes back. Say, I don't even know how to say it, okay? So then that feeling of that, like you said, the old, the old mindset groove feels like the real one, and everything that we experience. I mean, which when we are in Satsang and this very is then there's a struggle to not, I don't know, choose, or then there's like a battle, like between, like the coconut wanting to imbibe everything of what was seen or experienced or something, and it's happening right now.
Well, it's not happening right now. You see, for battle, you need two things.
Yeah.
You need time and you need space. You see? Now, right now, none of those are your reality. You see? Unless you give credence to the notion that they could be true. What is here right now? Show me the battle. Or the struggle. Show me the struggle. See, this is how I started, because I said that what gets in our way seemingly is the idea that we know what is happening to us. And I can say that conclusively because in reality nothing is happening to you, ever. So for there to be a struggle, what must you be?
I have to be like
A struggler.
or a chooser, or a seeker or something.
How will you make yourself into a struggler?
By giving belief to not only, like, say, inner sensations and thoughts, but even to an exterior, whatever's happening, what the senses perceive also.
Try to give belief to an experience without a thought.
I can't.
Then it's just that. You see, if you localize the problem, then it makes it very straightforward. Which is that the only thing making you struggle is your belief in the concept which is going to show up now. Any concept. And usually now it will start with but.
There's no but. There's an argument, like I really want to surrender. I just say, okay, fine. Just
Listen. You surrender.
Okay.
It's done.
it's fine.
Now.
I'm There's nothing.
Keep doing all this over the next 1 hour if it helps you. Just because you're so quick to move on, you see, what does this mean? What did I get? Am I really surrendered? You see? So it is a so all the representation of gods in the movies, no? And then they all like stating. So basically they think stop. Wherever you think you're going, just stop. Not going to get anywhere like this. Stop. But like this was too inelegant for us. Yeah, don't go there. Like that, stop it video. No, you see, whatever you think you can do to improve this moment is not true. No. This is just habit. It's just habit.
I can't. Okay, now.
Don't go
Not anywhere. You can't go anywhere. No, not even. No, not even. This is just what withdrawal symptoms look like. Because your attempt to conceptualize it or verbalize it will only be an avoidance of your reality. Of course, that attempt is also contained in your reality, but satsang is to recognize what is myself, what is apparent here and now. You don't need to know anything. You don't need to know anything. You don't even need to know what will happen as the result of not knowing anything. Anyway, all you think you know is just made up. Like Guruji told me, it's better not to know. Because if you start to know, then it messes it up, and it's never true anyway. Simple words, he told me. Guru Prasad also had a second question where he said, when you close your eyes, is your experience of nothingness the same as mine? You see? Now, let's presume a lot of things, that all of this is true, that there is a you, there is a me, you see, there is experience there is experience here, this is not a dream. Let's presume a lot of things, just as a reassurance for now. I can say yes. I can say yes. But even this question, at the root of it, at the root of even this question, the root of even this confusion is confusion about who I am, who you are. But if you were to presume for a moment that there are two sets of experiences, there is a Guru Prasad experience, there is an Ananta experience, and both of them have eyes, and when eyes are closed, then the same thing happens. Let's say yes. You see? Because that is the pretense under which satsang is shared anyway. That is the overall pretense of this posing of sharing and listening anyway. You know, you see what I'm saying? But more important than any of this is what I've been saying, that to know even one thing is to know too much. Right? Give yourself this gift. Okay, so this will be the last broadcast before the retreat starts with Guruji. And when does it get over? The 3rd. So maybe we can read some Ripu Gita to close.
Na pramata pramanam va.
Best stop at
Yeah,
the
it's
last
okay.
times.
Oh, because I'm mixing the meter.
Na pramata pramanam va. Na prameyam phalodayam. Idameva param brahma. Jnanamritamanamayan.
There is none to measure, no standards of measure, nothing to be measured, no fruits arising. This alone is the Supreme Brahman, the afflictionless nectar of knowledge.
Na guhyam na prakasham va. Na mahatvam na chanuta. Na prapancho vidyamanam. Na prapancha kadachana.
There is nothing mysterious, no resplendence, nothing gigantic, nor atomic, no world perceivable, no manifestation whatsoever.
Nantah karana sansarah. Na mano jagatam brahmah. Na chitta rupa sansarah. Buddhi purvam prapanchakam.
There is no world of inner faculties, no misapprehension of mental world, no world of thought, no world of intellect.
Na jiva rupa sansarah. Vasana rupa samsmriti. Na linga bheda samsarah. Na jnanamaya samsmriti.
There is no world of transient beings, no transmigratory cycle of nature, of latencies, no world of distinctive traits, no transmigratory cycle full of ignorance.
Na veda rupa samsarah. न शास्त्रागमसंस्मृतिः नान्यदस्तीति संसारम् अन्यदस्तीति भेदकम्.
There is no world of the form of the Vedas, no cycle of Shastras and Agamas, no world as separate, no variance causing distinction.
न भेदाभेदकलनम् न दोषादोषकल्पनम् न शान्ताशान्तसंसारम् न गुणागुणसंस्मृतिः.
There is no reckoning of differences or non-differences, no imagining of defects or the absence of defects, no world of peace and peacelessness, no transmigratory cycle of qualities or the absence of qualities.
न स्त्रीलिङ्गं न पुल्लिङ्गं न नपुंसकसंस्मृतिः न स्थावरं न जङ्गमं न दुःखं न सुखं क्वचित्.
There is no feminine gender, no masculine gender, no transmigratory cycle of neuters, no stationary beings, no motile beings, no sorrow or joy, whatever.
न शिष्टाशिष्टरूपं वा न योग्यायोग्यनिश्चयः न द्वैतवृत्तिरूपं वा साक्षिवृत्तित्वलक्षणम्.
There is no forms of the virtuous or the non-virtuous, no certainty of the qualified and unqualified, no forms of the duality mode, no traits of the witness mode.
अखण्डाकारवृत्तित्वम् अखण्डैकरसंसुखम् देहोऽहमिति या वृत्तिः ब्रह्माहमिति शब्दकम्.
There is no condition of undivided nature, no joy of the undivided essence, no thought of I am the body, nor the pronunciation I am Brahman.
अखण्डनिश्चया वृत्तिः नाखण्डैकरसम्मः न सर्ववृत्तिभवनम् सर्ववृत्तिविनाशकम्.
There is no condition of the undivided conviction. There is no condition of the undivided conviction, no single great undivided essence, no expression of whole range of thought, neither the destruction of all thoughts.
सर्ववृत्त्यनुसन्धानम् सर्ववृत्तिविमोचनम् सर्ववृत्तिविनाशान्तम् सर्ववृत्तिविशून्यकम्.
There is no convention of all thoughts, no emancipation of all thoughts, no destructive end of all thoughts, no nullifying of all thoughts.
न सर्ववृत्तिसाहस्रम् क्षणक्षणविनाशनम् न सर्ववृत्तिसाक्षित्वम् न च ब्रह्मात्मभावनम्.
There is nothing of the thousands of thoughts that get perished moment by moment, no witness of all the thoughts, nor the attitude that oneself is Brahman.
न जगन्न मनो नान्तः न कार्यकलनं क्वचित् न दूषणं भूषणं वा न निरङ्कुशलक्षणम्.
There is no world, no mind, no finale, no execution of action whatsoever, no curse, no praise, and no sovereign nature.
न च धर्मात्मनो लिङ्गम् गुणशालित्वलक्षणम् न समाधिकलिङ्गं वा न प्रारब्धं प्रबन्धकम्.
There is no characteristic of the virtuous, no trait of the righteous nature, no sign of absorption, no accumulation of karma.
ब्रह्मवित्तम् आत्मसत्यः न परस्वप्नलक्षणम् न च वर्यपरो रोधो वरिष्ठो नार्थतत्परः.
No thought of Brahman, no reality of the self, no mark of any dream about the beyond, none of the excellent, no one supreme, none to be controlled, none of the highly select, nothing to mean beyond that.
आत्मज्ञानविहीनो यः महापातकिरेव सः एतावज्ञानहीनो यः महारोगी स एव हि.
The one who is devoid of self-knowledge alone is the great sinner indeed. The one lacking this knowledge is a greatly sick person for sure.
अहं ब्रह्मण सन्देह अखण्डैकरसात्मकः ब्रह्मैव सर्वमेवेति निश्चयानुभवात्मकः.
I am Brahman. There is no doubt of this. I am the nature of the undivided essence. I am of the definite experience that Brahman is all this.
सत्यो मुक्तो न सन्देहः सद्यः प्रज्ञानविग्रहः स एव ज्ञानवान् लोके स एव परमेश्वरः.
Such a one is instantly liberated. There is no doubt of this. That very instant, one becomes the embodiment of direct knowledge. Such alone is the knowledge in this world. Such alone is Parameshwara.
इदमेव परं ब्रह्म ज्ञानामृतमनोमयम् एतत् प्रकरणं यस्तु शृणुते ब्रह्म एव सः.
All this is indeed the Supreme Brahman, the nectar of knowledge, fulfilling the mind. Whoever hears this topic is verily Brahman oneself.
I'm going to try the next one.
This is different meters here.
It's the end of it.
Yeah, let's see.
I'm just going to try.
एकत्वं न बहुत्वम्.
It doesn't fit in the meter. No? This one. Pankaj
Usually
knows?
they end in different languages.
Yeah, they have a different how to.
Yeah, looks like different meter.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Okay, you just read the Sanskrit like that and you just.
English?
Is this the Sanskrit? Without chanting.
एकत्वं न बहुत्वमप्यणुमहत् कार्यं न वैकारणं विश्वं विश्वपतित्वम् अप्यरसकं नो गन्धरूपं सदा बद्धं मुक्तमनुत्तमोत्तमं महानन्दैकमोदं सदा भूमानन्द सदाशिवं जनिजरारोगात्थसङ्गं महा.
The state of Sadashiva is neither unitary nor manifold, neither atomic nor gigantic, neither cause nor effect, neither the universe nor the Lord of the universe, devoid of taste and odor, ever formless, neither bound nor liberated, the Most High, and without anything higher than itself, ever the joy of the greatest unitary happiness, the joy of being the ground, unconnected with birth, senility, sickness, and such, verily the great.
इति श्री शिवरहस्ये शंकराख्ये षष्ठांशे ज्ञानामृतमनोमय प्रकरवर्णनं नाम षड्विंशोऽध्यायः.
This concludes chapter 26 entitled The Description of the Topic of the Mind Filled with the Nectar of Knowledge in the sixth Amsa called Shankara of Sri Shiva Rahasyam. One of these days we'll do the entire chapter together.
There is a video online of chapter 26.
Yes, it's
It's not
it's
26.
not, it's, yeah, but it's not 26.
They call it 26, but it's a different chapter.
It's all Shiva Rahasya. you see. So all the versions we are finding are all different. All Shiva's play.
I wonder if Brahman Ashram will have a recording somewhere.
They have.
Of chapter
Yeah. Who has the Ribu Gita tapes from Ravana Ashram? Somebody told me.
It's
It's chanting. Not chanting alone, no English. But chanting.
in Sanskrit.
All my blessings and love for a beautiful retreat. May my Master's grace bring all of you to that which your heart truly longs for. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Muji Baba ki
Jai. Sadguru Shri Ananta Ji ki Jai.
Guru Kripa Kevalam.